What's up, everybody? It's David from Team Rubalcava Network here with another True DoorDash story. So, you know, it's been a while. Actually, I've been transitioning, got a new job, doing a lot of traveling to training all over. You know, so right now it's been tired. I've been tired, and so after work, you know, even for extra income, I'm like, nah, I'm going home. I'm tired, so I haven't had time. But still, weird things still keep happening. So I'm gonna share 3 stories with you guys. So the first one is something really creepy's happened to me, you know, and so I would say like 95% of the time I don't feel any weirdness. I drop food off, like, here you go, here's your, you know, Wendy's or whatever, and like that's the end of it. People are happy, say bye, and that's it, right? But there's been a few occasions, and I'm just gonna share one of them on this video. But there's been a few times where, one, I've either gone into a really rough neighborhood, or just the people I encountered were really, really strange. And so for this one, I'm gonna share, you know, I call this one the 1,000-yard stare man. And this guy, so let me set it up. So it was like dusk, it was getting a little bit dark, you know, whatever. And so I picked up an order and I dropped it off at this guy's house. Nothing strange, nice house, nice neighborhood, nothing out of the ordinary, right? So I get the food, walk up to the house or whatever. They're not answering, so, you know, I text them whatever, the food, whatever, right? And then the door opens, and man, I am not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating, you guys. This stuff creeped me out. So the door opens slowly, right? So it opens really slow, and I'm standing there and I'm like, hey, you know, is so-and-so, you know, did you order your food or whatever? And I am not playing. The man that opened the door, he was probably, I would say, in his late 40s, very slender, you know, I don't know. It was just really strange, right? But he opens it, and I kid you not, this is what he did. And he just stared at me like that for about 10 seconds. So I said, hey, you know, John, or whatever the hell his name was. I'm like, John, here's your food, you know, whatever. Have a great day, right? Not one word. He didn't say one word. He literally took the stuff from me and just stared at me. And so I'm like, okay, I'm out of here, Zeus. So I'm like, all right, have a good day. We'll see you later. And I literally turn around and walk down the driveway to my car, go around the car. And as I'm walking around my car, I decide to look back. So I look back just to see, you know, this guy's freaking creepy, because I don't know if he's like right behind me, you know. So I thought it was kind of strange. So I turn around slowly and I'm looking. The man is still standing there, literally holding his food, just staring at me. And so you know, I don't know, I got kind of creeped out, but I'm like, all right, have a good day. Close the door, get in the car, I sit down. I'm like, dude, that's freaking weird, because I could feel my heart pumping. My heart started pumping like that fight or flight, like if this guy takes a run at me, I'm gonna have to defend myself, like that kind of like nervousness, right? And so I take off. And he's in a cul-de-sac, so I have to actually drive up and then turn back around to kind of go out of that street. Dude, I'm driving by and I look out the window, still standing there, just watching me slowly drive by. And dude, I kid you not, when I left there, my heart was pumping. Like, my heart was just pumping, and I'm like, man, I thought this guy's gonna pull a knife out or something. I don't know. It was just really, really weird. So that was probably one of the few times I ever felt like I was in some type of danger for some reason. So, all right. So the next story I have is, it's not really a strange story, but it was one of those things where, dude, why didn't I think of that? Right? So let me set it up. So normally what I get on a lot of these DoorDashes, you know, it's food, right? That's what you expect. You order food, whatever. But food from restaurants, fast food, you know, it's just food. And one time I got actually roses. I had to pick up some roses and drop it off from like a Vons. That was kind of strange too, but whatever. That's not the story. But this one time I went to go pick up an order, and sometimes I don't pay attention. I just hit the GPS, boop, and then wherever it takes me, right? And then I started driving into this neighborhood, and I'm like, what the hell? It's like a residential area. Where the hell is this taking me? And then out of a blue, there's only one thing that was there, and it was like a liquor store, right? And so I'm like, where the hell? Where am I? And there was just a liquor store. And so I'm like, okay. and you know, it's just kind of off the residential a little bit towards the main street, but it kind of looped me around. So I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm at this liquor store, and I'm like, what the hell? And so I have to pull it up. I'm like, no, let me check this, because I don't know where the hell I'm at. I mean, you know, sometimes the addresses are bad too. So I pull it up, and then I'm like, this order. So I open the order. This order is actually for beer.
Well, that's a little bit too much.
And I'm like, what the hell? Beer? And so I'm like, okay. So I walk in there, you know, show them the order, whatever. They're like, oh yeah, here we go. Bing, give me 2 like 6-packs or whatever. And, you know, I get them, put them in the car. Of course, I put them in the back, whatever, you know, all that good stuff. But I'm like driving to this house, right? And I'm going into like a nice residential area up on a hill. And I was thinking the whole time, dude, why didn't I ever think about trying to order alcohol? Like, it never dawned on me, like, hey, I need some beer. Let me like DoorDash some beer to the house, whatever, because I just don't want to drive. And by the way, if you're intoxicated when we show up, we're not supposed to give it to you, just so you know. So act like you're not intoxicated, or just whatever. But yeah, I thought it was like, I drop it off. The guy was super nice, dropped it off. And I've been back to that house like 3 times, the same guy. So I'm like, and it's like early, like at 10:30 in the morning. So I'm like, man, this guy likes to drink all day. But anyways, yeah, so you can order beer and stuff on, you know, I'm not sure what stores, if it has to be a liquor, I don't know. All I knew is that I was like caught off guard when that happened. And, you know, I thought it was kind of a cool story, a fun story, where I drove back, you know, coming down the hill. I'm like, that's pretty smart. I never thought of using it that way. So the next story that I have is something that I thought was kind of cool. You know, we get tips every once in a while. Sometimes they add them onto the app or whatever. Sometimes it's cash, you know, whatever. But this one time, this older gentleman was super nice, and I picked up, something happened with his order, and so I'm not really to this day I don't know what happened, but somehow his order got split up into 2 separate orders, and I dropped one of them off, and I guess the restaurant didn't realize there was a second order, or somehow the order got split up or something. And so when I dropped it off, he's like, hey, I'm missing, you know, my muffins and some other stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just go back. You know, normally you're not supposed to do that, but I was like, I'll go back. The moment I sat in my car, the second order popped up. So I was like, what the hell? That's kind of weird. Never seen that before. And I haven't seen it since. But I went back to the restaurant, went to pick it up. They're like, oh yeah, here's his other order or whatever. I come back. And when I get back to him, the guy was super nice and grateful. But this is what he tells me. He said, you know, I don't have any cash right now. You know, I'm struggling a little bit right now. And I was like, nah, don't even worry about it, dude. Like, just have a good day. Enjoy your day. And, you know, I'll see you next time or whatever. I always say that, like, I'll see you guys next time or something like that, right? And this guy pulls out a lotto ticket. A lotto ticket. He's like, hey, I just bought this one. You know, I'm gonna give it to you. And so I was like, no, that's cool. I don't need a lotto ticket. But he wouldn't say no, so I'm like, okay, I'll take his lotto ticket. So this guy gave me a lotto ticket, and you know, I didn't win anything on it, but it was still cool. Like, he gave me a lotto ticket, man. And then I was hoping, man, I hope something happens with this lotto ticket, but you know, it didn't. But it was such a kind gesture that, you know, I left. And there will be several times when I have these customers or whatever that just make you see that there's still nice people out there. There's still nice people out in the world that want to try to help others even though they don't have anything. And it kind of just reminds you that there's still humanity out there. And it's so strange to see it through DoorDash that I'm engaged with people, and you see this other side of kind people, you know. So just to recap, we got 3 stories, you guys. We had the lotto ticket, we had the 1,000-yard stare guy, and then who knew you can order beer on DoorDash? Isn't that cool? And I'll leave you with this one last one. So I don't dash as often, and in the first video, there's this naked guy that shows up, right? And so I've delivered to him a couple of times. At the very end of the first video, I mention it again because this guy, like, is just crazy. But guess what? I saw this guy again, and I didn't even recognize it because I was driving at night, so it was pitch black, so I didn't recognize the neighborhood until I turned down the street, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. It was the same naked guy, dude. This guy comes out, and this time, you know, I was like waiting for him. I could hear he's in the bathroom because the bathroom window is like right near the near the door, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is the naked guy's house again. And so I gotta figure out a way to report this guy. I don't know how. There's no options to report like weird stuff, but this guy comes to the door. He's about 400 pounds, usually in like boxers. That's it, you know. And then, you know, you see everything, man. It's like not flattering at all. So I mean, whatever. But thank you guys for tuning in for another episode, and you know, I'll try to share them when I can. Like I try to share them whenever I make time, and today I'm actually waiting for an order right now. So I'm sitting in a Target parking lot just waiting, hanging out with you guys. So stay tuned, you guys. If you guys ever have any crazy stories, share them in the comments below, because I'd love to hear everyone else's stories. I know there can't just be crazy stuff happening to me. Put them in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, smash that bell, and for those alerts on new videos, and I'll see you next time.
She's a dancing